things that before our students joined us, and I mean them right there, we had them do a survey online, and we asked them about how important the first week of the semester was, and they pretty much universally said that they thought that the first week of the semester was really, really important. And I want to explore that a little bit with you. And so I thought that maybe you guys can sort of think back to any first week of the semester, and what happened in that first week of the semester that was potentially helpful for you in a class, but also on the first day of class, what wasn't helpful? So, think about, what usually, well, first off, let's just very briefly, and sort of everybody can chime in, what's your most typical experience that happens to you on the first day of a class when you come in with an instructor? What do they do? What happens in the class?
Try to get organized.
They try to get organized. So how do they do that?
Well, usually for me, typically, most of my classes, they hand out a syllabus and go over it, explain what's going to happen during the semester.
And what's going to happen in terms of what?
In terms of the classroom, how they run their classes, what you have to look forward to, assignments that they're going to maybe assign throughout the semester, like papers or tests. Also, the thing that I don't like that happens during the first week is, there are people trying to add class during the first week, so that kind of takes a big chunk out of like what the hour that you have with the teacher.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of like the downside of the first week because of that. But yeah, it's mainly for me. It's only been teachers try to just tell you what the tone is going to be for the rest of the semester.
So they give you the rules a lot. We just had somebody join us. You want to say really briefly who you are, what campus you're from?
My name is Jasmine, and I'm from Valley College.
And what year are you in at Valley College? How long
This
have
is
you
my second year.
Your second year. Okay. So let me just explore this a little bit more. So basically, would all of you pretty much agree that the first day of class, the teachers are going over a lot of rules? And when they go over those rules, what are they mostly saying to you in these rules that they're going over? Is it rules about what you should do to succeed, or things you shouldn't do because you won't do well if you don't do them?
I think it's both.
It's both. Okay.
It's really important because you get to know what they expect of you, and you get a good feel for what the rest of the class is going to be like just by the first day of the class, I think.
Oh, that's interesting. So what are some of the things that happen in that first day that sort of let you get a sense of what the class is going to be like?
Attitude. The professor's attitude.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about that.
If you go into a classroom and right away your professor's dull, they don't seem very passionate about teaching, and that's a very important thing. If your professor is passionate, they'll inspire you to want to learn. If you go to your class and your professor's like if they had they're always constantly in a bad mood, or they just, you know when you don't want to be there. And you kind of like, in your head, you're like, why are they even here? Like, if you want to teach, you're going to teach. If you don't, why are you here? I had a professor, the class was, we were like 50-something people when the class started. By the first week, there was like half the class was gone. Mm-hmm. He even told us, oh, please, just 15 of you so the class can stay on. So they won't drop the class. Oh. And then, by the end of the semester, only 4 people passed. There was only 10 people left in the class. Like, what's the point? I can honestly say for that class, I took away nothing. It was a waste of my time and my money.
So for how many of you on the first day of class, the first description we had was basically it. You're given the syllabus, you go over the syllabus, and then you go. And it's okay, you can admit it that a lot of times you go early. Have you all had that experience, pretty much? But you have.
No, most of my professors actually on the first day, like, they'll talk to you for 5 minutes and then they'll be like, okay, we gotta get to working, we don't have a lot of time. And then, like the class I'm taking right now, it's a math class, and he just introduced his name and he's like, okay, syllabus will be given to you on Friday, and he just went straight to putting problems on the board.
And then what happened when he was putting problems on the board? What do you mean that you get straight down to business?
Like, he just puts problems on the board and then we go over them together, because a lot of people didn't have the work, especially because it's the first day. And he'll just go over it with you, and like a lot of, I think most teachers, for me, went straight to it. Like if it was talking and stuff, it was like maximum half an hour, 20 minutes.
Okay, so what kind of work have you done on the first day of class? Or is the instructor doing the work? I mean, do you know what I mean? I mean, is the instructor lecturing, or are you doing something on the first day of class?
Like the experience that I have had is like when the professor gets like some classes, yeah, right? Like it's like how he said, like the people that wants to add and all that take a lot of time. But also like you feel the connection when the professor talked a little bit more about, you know, his or her life. And they're like, oh, this is my master, or this is what I do, or blah, blah, blah. So you feel the connection there. Or like someone said that when you feel like the professor is like available to you, when they put, oh, this is my home phone number, you can leave a message, you know, or you can email me, you can go to my office hours. So you're like, oh, okay, you know, like the first week sets like the impression you're gonna have. So sometimes like during summer I took a class where the teacher seemed so like no organization at all. He was like all over the place, and I was like, I'm gonna drop this class, you know, like I don't think I'm gonna handle this. And then I said, no, I'm gonna give it a try, and it was a wonderful class at the end, you know. But that's the importance of the first week. It's the first impression that you get, and sometimes the other teachers start like teaching, and usually they start talking, you know, because everyone is like, oh, I don't know anyone, you know.
Okay.
I had a class where the professor asked two people to get in groups of two, and then get the other person introduce you. Like ask questions, what's your name, what's your major, and basic general questions. And then the person next to you would introduce you, and vice versa. And also get contact information from more than one student, so that way you have someone to be in contact with. And right in the first day of classes, and I think that's something that helps in the class in general to have, you know, be connected and get to know each other right from the beginning.
So have you ever had any instructors who got to know you before the class started? Did they send you something before the class even started? Yes.
I had a class where like we did like it was maybe 2 weeks or 1 week ago, and hello class, we're gonna meet this day, please, like if you have your books. And I was like, oh, she's gonna be so, you know, like, and it was like that. It was a great class since the beginning. She was like, she told us what she expected from us, and it was so much easier. Okay, she expects this, so this is where we're going. That's what I have to be able to do after the class. But yeah, it was like amazing how she's like, this is, we're gonna meet, and blah, blah, blah. If you have the ALSI slips or something like that, if you need, but it was really good.
Okay. So, but for most of you, that hasn't happened? No. Not at all. Okay.
Some professors put syllabus out early. I like that.
They put the syllabus out early and you like that? Yeah.